Times New Roman. I'm sure everyone knows what that is. You probably know it best from writing school essays, or okay, that's probably all that you know it from, but what I'm sure you don't know is the history behind it, how it was made, or even why it's called Times New Roman. Because the story is actually really interesting, and I think you'll be surprised at how it came about. So without further ado, let's get into font history. Before we get into this video, I just wanted to say that I am currently a senior in college studying graphic design. This is my bread and butter. This is my steak and potatoes. I'm extremely qualified to talk about this information. So what is Times New Roman? Well, for starters, Times New Roman is a transitional serif typeface. Hey man, that's cool and all, but what the fuck does any of that mean? Jeez, dude, chill. Jesus Christ, dude, chill out. Anyway, let's extract this and we'll start from the end. What is a typeface? So a typeface is a family of fonts. In this case, the typeface is Times New Roman. And fonts are the individual members of the family. So in this case, a font would be Times New Roman bold at 12 point. Oh my god, is he asleep? Let's move on to serifs. A serif is a small line or stroke that is attached to the main letter form. A typeface that uses serifs is called a serif typeface. A typeface without serifs is called a sans serif. Sans just means without in like French or one of those stupid languages. There are four main types of serif typefaces: old style, transitional, didone or modern, and slab serifs, all in chronological order of development. So why is Times New Roman a transitional serif? Well, it was made in the transition period between old and modern typography. That's it, really, but here's where things actually start to get interesting. You see, back in the good old days of typography, aka the Gutenberg printing press, typographers would usually only make 2 fonts per typeface. There were rarely ever bolds or thins, only regular and italic. But back then they didn't call it regular, they called it Roman. What's up y'all, I'm back and I'm about to tell a story. Check out this thing. Just kidding guys, I'm sitting back here still. So, how was Times New Roman created? Is my hat straight? So, in 1785, a newspaper in London was created called the Sunday Times. They later renamed it to just The Times. They're actually still running today, which is really interesting, but in the year 1931, they got an angry complaint from a reader. Hey, so I'm back here now. And the Times, you know, they're probably thinking, oh, we just got another angry letter regarding one of our stories, or maybe we had a typo in our newspaper. No, this is not at all what it was. The letter read, and I quote, "Yo shit ugly as hell." Is that real? Shit, I didn't know they talked like that in the 1930s. But this letter just didn't come from anyone. It came from Stanley Morrison, who was a type designer. Stanley was complaining about their font, and he was saying it was really ugly, outdated, and illegible. And so the Times, they're thinking, okay, firstly Stanley, fuck you, but they also said, you're right, our shit is ugly as hell. And so the Times actually hired Stanley to make them a new typeface, one that was modern for the times, legible, and honestly, very pretty. So that's how Times New Roman got its name. It's from the Times, and it's a Roman font. That's it. That's really it. So that's episode 1 about font history. So tune in next week when we talk about the war between who gets to be the default font of operating systems, Arial or Helvetica. See you then.